Hey guys, so yeah, I'm pretty much getting the chapter review out a little earlier than than normal because Crunchyroll had decided to release the chapter at a decent time for once. Um, but yeah, okay, so right off the bat, the the chapter shows us the aftermath of the explosion and the events there, and honestly, the events thereafter didn't play out exactly as I had predicted. However, at the same time, it's still clear Mashima is building up to Shiki's absolute breaking point. Because between being dug out from under that corpse pile of robots by Jean and learning Witch has been kidnapped after seeing the absolute brutal defeat of Ivory and Hermit, like, seriously, what the fuck, Mashima? That was an what we saw there was an absolute massacre. Uh, there is absolutely no way he doesn't go on a full unrestrained rampage. Like Shiki at this point is an angry, is a rage-filled, angered, and broken human being at this point. And I don't think Shiki even cares about whether or not he kills Shura anymore. And really, what pretty much better way for someone like Shiki to understand the dark power of Satan gravity than through his anger and rage, like Prince Shiki giving into his anger, his rage, and embracing that darkness. It has to that darkness of his ether gear. It has to happen at this point, which is strange to say. But even though, for as much as Shiki has been emotionally traumatized from seeing the death of so many machines, who he practically considers his own kin just as much as humans, there's really is no other way in order for him. There's still no other way for him to understand the power he wields and how it's affected Shura, other than to experience it for himself. Don't get me wrong. Everything Shiki has experienced, it is traumatic. It is just great in how it's developing Shiki as a character. But I think in order for him to pretty much fully understand and fully reach that pinnacle point of this development, he does still need to like understand and experience that power for himself. Well, and at the same time, even if that wasn't the case, I think Shiki tapping into the darkness of Satan gravity is still would still pretty much serve as a lesson that plays into Zenith's warning about the dangerous allure of that power. And for as much as his and the thing is though, for as much as his anger and rage will more than likely be the trigger for this, I think it might strangely be what he also needs to control it as well. Pretty much solely because of the reason as to why he's so angry and why he's so and why he's so vengeful and full of rage now. I think weirdly his current emotions might also be the key towards him controlling that. And yeah, just saying outright, this chapter as a whole gave me a bit of an existential crisis because the moment I saw what happened to the Starshines, but especially with what happened to Hermit and Witch, I got rage-induced flashbacks to the time we learned what the good Dr. Mueller did to Hermit. And just that one panel of seeing Hermit's face cracked and her distorted eye, that was the moment where I was not only frozen in fear and speechless, but it was in that moment of freezing up in fear where I was also thinking, okay, let's say Shiki does reach a point where he even remotely understands what kind of power has consumed both Ziggy and Shura. The question needs to be asked, is Shura even worth redeeming? Because for me, right now, it's not a question of if he can or not, but just Shura as an antagonist has reached a point where I don't legitimately believe there is any redemption for him at all, or that he's even worth redemption, even if it is possible. This is that turning point for me where I'm gonna say, don't kill him. We're not gonna say kill him, but I don't think he's worth saving either. And honestly, and even though I don't think Mashima will pretty much ever. And well, I don't want to say whether or not that Mashima will pretty much actually push Shiki to the point of killing Shura. I think that all this is still putting Shura on that route of being killed at some point. It's just a matter of of whether or not it's going to happen at Shiki's hands or at the hands of Ziggy. And because yeah, cause the thing is, unlike Ziggy, where we want him to be redeemed, again with Shura, I don't think it's possible. That's kind of the thing I'm kind of always going. I'm kind of thinking right now. Like I don't think there's any redemption for Shura's character, frankly. And to that end, though, I'd really like to know why Shura chose to brutally beat Herman's sister but kept Witch mostly intact. I mean, the obvious answer is he wants to really push Shiki's buttons and torture her right in front of him, which if that is the case, then fair enough, because Shura, you need to be brutally, just as brutally beat, if not more so. And I'm for basically what you did to Hermit and Ivory, and I'm talking way more than what you did to those two. Like I'm talking by the time the fight's over with Shiki and Shura, I want to see Shura with broken bones, broken legs, broken arms, and just everything broken, broken battered, and maybe even something twisted for good measure. So yeah, if that's the route, if that's where your head is, Shura, go for it, bro. I cannot wait to see Shiki beat your fucking ass. But again, sorry, I had to go on that tangent for a bit. But again, going off what I said, I think Shura's intentions here are to draw the darkness gravity out of Shiki and wants him to become exactly like him. But again, I don't think he's even aware of what that might mean. Because again, I stick by that. I stick by what I'm saying, what I said right now. That I think at this point that Shiki is that pretty much what Shiki's current state is going to like bring out the darkness gravity within him, but it's also I think going to be one of the emotional keys that helps him to control it. Like I don't like by I think what do I, if this is like Shura's plan, I don't think it's gonna have the intended long-term effect he wants, and I think by the end of this, it's only going to succeed in making Shiki stronger and perhaps not as corrupt as he might think. Um, with that being said, and the flip side to my feelings on Shura, the battle between Homura and Milani ends in the chapter, and we get a little bit of a redeeming moment for Milani where she recounts when pretty much Saika was killed by Shura, and that the entire time after, she had just been kind of silently grieving and holding back her just anger and frustrations at not being able to save him, because despite knowing what Shura is doing is wrong, she also knew that she wasn't strong enough to, well, oppose him or do anything about this path he's gone on. So in the end, she I think so in the end I think all she could do was just endure the pain and by the time she was pretty much defeated by Homura, she was just so she just let everything go, and she chose to entrust her hopes onto Homer and the others. And I think this really shows that no matter who the person is and no matter how much they may trick themselves into believing in the cause of human supremacy in this series, there is still a part of them that does inevitably form an emotional connection with the android or androids that they pretty much bond with and have fought alongside with, or whatever the situation is, and does and those same people do believe machines have every right to live as humans do. Where the dividing line happens is once again the circumstances of how fear can so easily be preyed upon, and how it's manipulated to force people to act against those feelings. And again, only after Homer defeated Milani was she finally able to embrace those feelings again. So yeah, I really like the redemption of Milani in this chapter. And honestly, it also gives a lot of validity to a single scene I didn't think much about, but now looking at it. But now looking at it again of when Shura killed Saika and Milani's reaction, it does show that she was in fact hiding her emotions and just kind of and was hoping and was kind of burying her true feelings in some ways. So yeah, but yeah, guys, that's all I got for this review. And if you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe. I'm on Twitter, analyst, Crunchyroll. Be sure to hit the notification bell and hit the notification button and just share this around, guys. Dead Night of Me, signing off. Later.